They say power comes at a price, but what if the price is complete invisibility? Despite being the leader of the world's most populous country, Xi Jinping lives behind a veil so thick, even his net worth is a mystery, shrouded in global intrigue. What lies beyond the red curtain of China's most enigmatic leader? From silent luxury to the quiet corridors of power, this is the story of Xi Jinping, where influence runs deeper than opulence, and secrets are worth billions. In the sprawling web of global politics, few figures are as commanding and mysterious as Xi Jinping. As the president of the People's Republic of China and the General Secretary of the Communist Party, Xi holds a level of consolidated power unseen in China since the days of Mao Zedong. But beyond the commanding speeches and carefully curated state media appearances lies a personal empire cloaked in secrecy, silence, and speculation. Unlike other world leaders who bask in the glow of public wealth, Xi's lifestyle, his real estate, his cars, his personal worth, remains one of the world's most tightly guarded enigmas. Officially, Xi Jinping earns a modest government salary, about $22,000 per year, as president of China. But analysts and investigative journalists believe his actual wealth, or at least the wealth of his extended family, stretches deep into the billions. According to a 2012 New York Times investigation, Xi's relatives, particularly his sister Qi Qiaoqiao and her husband Deng Jiagui, have amassed vast fortunes through real estate, investments, and stakes in various companies across China. While nothing is in Xi's name directly, the complex web of shell companies, nominee shareholders, and hidden trusts has led many to believe that the Chinese president may have indirect control over assets worth at least $1 billion, with some estimates going much higher. Wealth-tracking organizations like Bloomberg and Forbes refrain from officially listing Xi's fortune due to the opacity of China's financial structures and aggressive censorship of such investigation. However, leaked documents and investigative reports suggest a vast yet invisible empire, one constructed not in public view, but through layers of influence, loyalty, and carefully orchestrated silence. Xi Jinping was born in Beijing in 1953, the second son of revolutionary hero Xi Zhongxun, one of the founding members of the Communist Party. At first, young Xi lived a life of privilege, surrounded by the elite of Maoist China. But during the Cultural Revolution, the tides turned. His father was purged, and Xi was exiled to the rural village of Liangjiahe at just 15 years old. For years, he lived in a cave home, dug ditches, and toiled in the field, experiencing firsthand the brutal austerity that shaped his political resolve. This formative period deeply influenced his persona. Unlike other future world leaders groomed through comfort and connections, Xi clawed his way up from political exile. He applied to join the Communist Party 10 times before being accepted. The hardship taught him discipline, secrecy, and strategic patience, traits that would define both his leadership style and public image. After graduating from Tsinghua University with a degree in chemical engineering, Xi began his slow but steady ascent through the Communist Party hierarchy. His career included regional leadership roles in Hebei, Fujian, Zhejiang, and Shanghai. Known for his cautious yet effective governance, Xi was seen as a safe pair of hands, a reputation that would eventually land him in the highest office. In 2012, Xi was named General Secretary of the Communist Party, and a year later, President of the People's Republic of China. Under his rule, China has witnessed an aggressive anti-corruption campaign, widespread internet censorship, and the centralization of power under his leadership. In 2018, Xi abolished presidential term limit, positioning himself as a potentially lifelong ruler, a move that drew both admiration and criticism worldwide. Xi's doctrine, now referred to as Xi Jinping thought, is enshrined in the Chinese constitution, echoing the ideological legacy of Mao himself. His grip on power is near total, and his influence extends into every corner of Chinese life, from the economy to education to foreign diplomacy. Xi Jinping has carefully crafted an image of incorruptibility, but controversies surround him nonetheless. His sweeping anti-corruption campaign, while lauded by some, is widely seen as a method for purging political rivals. Dozens of top officials, including high-ranking generals and former Politburo members, have been jailed or silent. Internationally, his policies in Xinjiang, where over 1 million Uyghur Muslims have been detained in re-education camps, have sparked global outrage. Human rights organizations accuse Xi's government of orchestrating mass surveillance, forced labor, and cultural genocide. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, the erosion of democratic freedoms under Xi's rule has transformed the city's once vibrant autonomy into a shadow of its former self. Perhaps the most transformative and contentious aspect of Xi's reign is the consolidation of personal power. From dismantling term limits to suppressing dissent through advanced AI-driven surveillance, Xi has redefined what it means to lead in the modern authoritarian age. Unlike many world leaders who flaunt their estates, Xi's personal residences are cloaked in extreme secrecy. The most well-known is Zhongnanhai, the central leadership compound adjacent to the Forbidden City in Beijing. Surrounded by walls, lakes, and manicured gardens, it's both a political nerve center and the president's living quarters. Other reports suggest that Xi may have access to luxurious residences in various parts of China, compounds in Hangzhou, Hainan, and Yunnan, used for rest or private meetings. These properties, often owned by the military or state agencies, are nearly impossible to trace to Xi directly, but offer the trappings of wealth: vast private grounds, underground bunkers, and ultra-high security. Due to China's tight censorship, no photographs or details of these homes have ever been confirmed. They remain mythical, whispers among diplomats, exiled Chinese insiders, and leaked intelligence briefings. Officially, Xi Jinping travels in a Hongqi N701, a custom-built Chinese luxury limousine made specifically for the country's top leaders. The armored vehicle boasts advanced security features, bulletproof windows, and military-grade communications equipment. The choice of Hongqi, a state-owned brand, reinforces Xi's image as a champion of Chinese innovation and self-reliance. Though no private car collection is publicly associated with Xi, Chinese media has occasionally shown him inspecting factories of domestic car brands like BYD and Geely. His extended family, however, has been linked to high-end vehicles, including Bentleys, Rolls-Royces, and Ferraris, suggesting that while Xi maintains a frugal image, the trappings of luxury are not far removed from his inner circle. There are also rumors of a private jet used for state visits, outfitted with lavish interiors and secured against espionage. But again, true to Xi's style, these assets are always hidden behind layers of deniability. Xi rarely discusses personal charity, but under his leadership, China has undertaken massive poverty alleviation campaigns. The government claims to have lifted over 800 million people out of poverty, an achievement heavily publicized in state media. However, critics argue this is more a function of state development than genuine philanthropy. Unlike Western leaders who operate foundations or personally donate to causes, Xi's contributions come in the form of policy directives and state-led initiative. The line between altruism and governance is blurred in a system where the state is the ultimate benefactor. Still, China under Xi has increased its international aid program, particularly through the Belt and Road Initiative, offering infrastructure and financial assistance to developing countries, albeit often with strategic strings attached. Xi Jinping married Peng Liyuan, a renowned folk singer and major in the People's Liberation Army, in 1987. Often dubbed China's First Lady, Peng brings a rare touch of glamour to Xi's otherwise stern image. The couple has one daughter, Xi Mingzi, who studied at Harvard under a pseudonym and remains largely out of the public eye. Xi is known for his love of reading, traditional Chinese culture, and long walks. Colleagues describe him as patient, calculating, and intensely private. Despite being at the center of a political hurricane, Xi maintains a stoic calm that both reassures allies and unnerves opponents. He rarely gives off-the-cuff remarks, never uses social media, and prefers written speeches vetted by party officials. This control over his public image reinforces the idea that Xi isn't just a leader. He's a symbol, carefully manufactured and preserved by the party. Xi Jinping's fortune isn't measured in yachts or mansions. It's measured in control. The control of 1 billion lives, a global economy, a future shaped by ambition wrapped in mystery. In a world driven by transparency, Xi remains the ultimate paradox. A man whose power lies not in what is seen, but in what is concealed. While other leaders are remembered for their extravagance or eloquence, Xi will be remembered for something far more potent: the silence that echoes louder than any headline, and the wealth that exists not in dollars, but in dominion. Which world leader should we uncover next? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more untold stories behind global power.